It's live?
It's live, yeah.
What up, y'all? Good morning, good morning. I'm hanging out with my dude, AB the Hero.
What's up?
We getting it down in the ball state, baby.
Hey.
So what I gotta say this morning is, holla at you, boy. Let's get it right, man. Me and AB finna hit the town and get this right, baby. Let's go. I'm out.
Straight up. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your main man, AB the Hero. I'm riding solo today. I don't have your boy B Will or Manny with me today. So we on that solo mission, but we back with another live stream like we always do. We out here in Southern California. I said never rains. It don't rain out here, but it definitely gets hot. I'm about to cop my tickets to the Atlanta versus LA game right now. Hey, do it. It's going to be a good game. Atlanta undefeated. I'm going to get some shout-outs to get this thing started. Scott Jr., he said he was here first. I believe him because he was the first person to comment. Appreciate that. Know the game for Sebastian. Truth Kills. What it do. Slim Ready. GTS Wrestling. Dwight Morgan. Everybody, man. Y'all first, so I want to shout y'all out first, man. Appreciate y'all coming through. But like I said, man, we out here right now, Southern California, Orange County to be exact. We just wrapped up the first round of the Junior Basketball Association's inaugural season. So history has been made, you feel me? Hey, I appreciate it. So history has been made, man. A lot of great basketball. I will say that I'm surprised at how quality and entertaining the games have been. I think when you start a league out like this, it's easy to have maybe one team who just is killing everybody, but even the Atlanta team, who's undefeated, has had some struggles and they've had to overcome adversity. So that's the parity in the league is second to none right now. So that's been pretty dope. I would say I'm surprised going into this thing. There were a couple players who everybody was expecting to be like the tops, you know what I'm saying? You had the Greg Floyds, the obviously Melo, Big Jelly. It's a couple guys who had their names out there, but I'm pumped because there's a couple dudes who really and you have a couple of guys who have just really made a name for themselves, came out of nowhere. The Nigel Chaney's. Jarrell Springer was a dude who probably came to this league knowing that he was going to be stuff, but he wasn't one of the guys who was highly talked about. And now people hit me up from all over talking about who was Jarrell Springer, Keezo Browns, who is just a story of overcoming and beating the odds, who had a hell of a performance out in Chicago. The storylines just throughout this season, man, have been impeccable. I think that the one thing that is shocking to me is that like major media has not just been flocking to what's been happening and really covering this for all of the highlights and stuff like that. You could tell that there's a it's intentional, the lack of coverage on a lot of levels. But this second round, man, I think you're gonna see people gonna have to start picking up, have to start talking about what's happening. It's a lot of dope things jumping off. Some updates. The website now, you can go to the JBALeague.com website and you can get live stats. So you can go check the stats for every game, in-depth stats, all kind of like analytics. If you into that stuff, you could do that. You can check out tomorrow. Right now this is fan appreciation weekend, so it's $20 off tickets, you know what I'm saying? So you can check that out. That's gonna be dope, you feel me? Make sure so you can get in the building. And realistically, man, it's a lot of love. See Mike, AB, you gonna be in Chicago. I'm definitely be in Chicago for a Chicago LA game. That's one of the games that I'm looking forward to the most, because last time we was in Chicago, the city of Chicago turned out. So I would say that out of all of the cities that we've been to, Chicago probably wasn't even the largest crowd, but they just was in it. They was feeling it. That Kizo had the whole city rocking that night, and it felt great. So that was dope, man. I would say also just talking with a lot of these guys who a lot of them have overcome a lot of things in their life to be here today, to be doing this. A lot of them really appreciate the experience to being able to travel and hit a bunch of these different cities and do things that they hadn't done. And I really like feel it and understand it, because I feel like I'm in the same boat. We out here right by the airport, so these planes going over. Tekashi, I would let Tekashi 6ix9ine come to the game. That's my homie, kinda. Never mind. But I appreciate it because I was just talking to one of the players today, Dion Lau. We did like a little video thing that should be coming pretty soon, and he mentioned to me that, you know, we were kind of talking about this, and I was telling him, yo, I'm so excited because, you know what I'm saying, 2 or 3 months ago I wouldn't have expected to be doing kind of all of this cool stuff that we've been able to do. So, or 1 million games views. Yeah, I didn't expect to be doing all of this cool traveling and all of this wild stuff and doing commentary at the JBA games, me and LeVar rapping and talking all that stuff. So I was like, yo, so I don't know. So every time we do something crazy, or I turn down one of these hills in California, and I'd never been to California before, I get a little excited because I'm like, yo, I ain't, you know, this is new for me, man. And so that's dope. But, man, what I want to do is get into these standings right now. We'll take a look at that, and then we'll go through the comments, and then I'll like answer whatever questions y'all have, man, and we can kick it and talk. All right, let's see. Let me turn off. Oh, there we go. All right. So JBA is lit, man. Appreciate that, man. I've been trying to bring the commentary to the city and doing my thing, man. All right, so right now, standings. As far as the wins and losses go, we have it right here. Atlanta #1, Philadelphia in last place. But I'm telling you, if you've been watching any of these games, these standings and these records matter not moving forward, because all of these teams are coming on. You had this LA team who is 2-2 right now, started off winning the first 2 games. Everybody thought, yo, this is they might have it. These last 2 games, people been coming for their neck. So you see right now they in second place, but they on the graph shows, 2-game losing streak. New York, the opposite. They started off losing their first 2 games, and everybody thought, yo, they might be the worst team out here. Now they on a 2-game winning streak, looking like they playing some of the best basketball in the entire league. I think, though, this is also a little, I think it's a little misleading too when you start looking at the bottom of this thing. Philadelphia was able to pull out their first win the other day versus, I can't remember who they playing, Seattle. This Philadelphia team look like they're coming for some necks right now. So, you know, where to buy a jersey. We're going to get into that stuff. So that's what I'm saying. You cannot let these teams fool you. This Philadelphia team, Jalen Nixon, Devin Hade, there's some dudes in that last game who came out to ball. The intensity in that arena, that last game was crazy. You've seen the Philadelphia and Seattle teams really have the first intense skirmish of the JBA season, and that thing looked like it was about to go down, and Devin Hade came alive from the outside and started scoring. The Seattle team is one that is on a 2-game losing streak, who is also a team starting this thing off, looked like they were about to be that deal. And you seen that Jarrell Springer is dope, Jamichael Morgan is dope, Melvin Davis is dope, but every game you got to really come to play and you got to show up, and these dudes are learning that. I would say one of my favorite teams is Houston. I think that right now they're 2-2, but they've kind of played they've been a very, I'll say, consistent team. You know what I'm saying? They've kind of showed up. They had some tough losses. The overtime game in Chicago, like I said, Chicago was crazy because it felt like the six-man. Chicago was a six-man in that game. So I would tell you this now. If I had to give y'all my top 4, throwing out the actual win-loss record, I would have to go with Atlanta's number 1. I'm going to call it Houston. That's a tough one, man. Houston and New York, 2 and 3. Seattle 4. Dallas. It's so tough, man. That's my top 4 right there. Atlanta number 1 for sure. They playing some great basketball. They show that they've been down before and that they're gonna do whatever it takes to win. So they look great. Like I said, it's really tough to call 2 through 4 right now because you got all these teams who are kind of in the same boat as far as wins and losses go. And actually, man, now that I think about this may even need to be updated by 1 game, this win-loss record here. So, folks, let me know, and as you watch this video, let me know what do you think the rankings are right now in the Junior Basketball Association. And if you've been watching every game, how do you feel about it? What's the competition level and all of that stuff? But let's see. All right, let's check this out, man. I'm gonna go back here, but dig through some of these comments and see what y'all got. All right, about to cop my tickets to this Atlanta-LA game right now. Hey, do that. Trust me. There's a few teams that if they playing in your city, make sure you get there, and really you're going to see 2 great games no matter what. So a lot of folks talked about the ticket prices, but I'm telling you, the basketball and the entertainment value that you're getting from watching those games is worth it. But like I said, they're doing a promotion right now, Fan Appreciation Weekend, where it's like $20 off a ticket. So instead of being $40, you can get in the building for 20 or something like that. And I feel like I was looking at the website, and some of it's even less. Alright, so let's see. I'll be there. Also, man, check out, they're starting to do the highlights on YouTube. So you can go to youtube.com/JBA League, and that's the official JBA page, and they'll start putting highlights up there. And hopefully, I'm hoping that we're going to start creating some behind-the-scenes content for them to show up there as well. Needs more love. All right, let's see. Don't let the record fool you. Cannot let that record fool you. We needed a team in Louisiana. I feel like right now, which one is closer to Louisiana, Dallas or Houston? I think that's like the way they place teams is like a general area for if you kind of in the state surrounding, like that's where you kind of supposed to go to. Like the Chicago team has kind of been like the by proxy like Indiana squad as well, and like Milwaukee and all of those places. So that's the thing with that. It's gonna be All-Star Weekend, kind of. There will be an All-Star game and all of that stuff that will take place, I want to say in Chicago, which honestly I'm excited for, because like I said, Chicago, the fans in Chicago was crazy. They showed up and they showed out, man, and that was probably the greatest amount of love that we've seen in any city. And it wasn't even like the most packed place, but they just like really cared about that Chicago team, and you could feel it in there. Let's see, a lot of people being spray should be cold. It's not hearing. A lot of people are going to because I don't know what. I'm not sure, honestly. I would tell you this, as far as like rosters and stuff goes, like literally I do the commentary for the games, and sometimes, man, I'll like look out there and be like, I need to change my whole roster. I don't know who that dude is, but I live in Indianapolis. Who inspired you to start YouTube? I will say I've been on YouTube, and I like just started this channel, but I had a different channel. But I've always been on YouTube for like a long time. I've been posting on YouTube for like 9 years. But I think what started me wanting to do it more consistently is, I don't know, I can't even tell you, man. I started doing cartoons. I was doing like this commentary stuff. I was doing sports. And I think that what got me into covering the stuff that I'm covering now is like I was engaged in it, and I got tired of doing comments, like writing up stuff. So I was like, man, let me just pull up and I'm gonna just talk about it. So I started doing that, and then that's kind of got me into it. But I always been in the video and editing and all of that stuff, so that's kind of the thing. What did she? All right, holy shit! Did you know players got cut from it? Yeah, where from? Yep. Hey B, how do you feel about? I would say that too. I think that I think that style of offense that LA plays, and this is somebody asked about Demba and his play. I would say like the style of offense that the LA team plays reminds me of obviously that Chino Hills offense, the big baller brand challenge stuff. And one of the things that you look when they played that at Chino Hills, they had Big O, who was a big dude who was big dude but was very athletic and could move and do a lot of different things. When they were in Lithuania, you seen Kevin Big Kirk, that's what they call him. I can't remember his name. Big Kevin, the big center there. But same thing, big dude, super athletic. And I think that Big Demba, while he's can play that role, he's more of like, let's set it up and I want to get into a set type of guy. So that's kind of I think that is he's got a lot of potential, but that offense may be too fast for him, or that style of play, defense to offense that fast, maybe just a little too fast. So we'll see. Man, I'm trying to get where are the stats. You can go check out the stats. If you go to the website jbaleague.com, you can then find the stats. It's like live stats, so they'll show stats from each game. I was looking through there to see if they just had like the accumulated stats for all of the players, and you can find that like for each player versus like in the team, they'll kind of have that in the preview tab on a game. But I couldn't find like a league, like league leaders and all of that stuff right away. Alright. Chris Lee, I heard LeVar never turns down a selfie request. I have not seen him do it yet. I've seen some lines get pretty long waiting for him to take pictures, and I've seen him kind of sit there and do it. Alright. Come in contact with don't. I think LA lacks passion. They have athleticism, but they don't play with energy. I think that's a tough thing. But I would say back to this one question here: how did I come in contact? Man, just off of YouTube. I was doing these videos. They appreciated the content, and they just reached out. He was not found. Yeah. Alright, let's see. What else we got, man? Oh, what? Got word on. Maybe Major. Who are some of the top prospects in the league, like the ones that have serious NBA potential? I would tell you right now, I was talking to LeVar the other day. If you watch the game, he sat down with me and we kind of had a conversation. And he said that he thinks there's 6 kids right now who could potentially go to the next level and play in the NBA. I would say, if I had to guess what those 6 kids was, obviously Melo is 16 years old. In a couple years, he's going to be ready for that and he's going to dominate. That's one. You have Jarrell Springer showed like he's got super potential where after this and then if making that like international squad and playing against like other pro teams across the world in a year or so, he may be ready for that kind of lifestyle. Nate Morris is a big dude. Jamichael Morgan, super athletic and talented. I would say Greg Floyd. Nigel Chaney, dude who's showing he can shoot it. Ison Butler. I would tell you this. It's some dudes who I know is hella talented who can go get money playing basketball for the next couple years. I see that in a lot of dudes. I can just go down the list of guys who can like play. And the beautiful thing about this too is a lot of these dudes are raw. Like coming out of high school, there has been some like shuffling and changing of players. And as I see like everybody's kind of discussing that,